garden friends, just a little quick update on my new little DIY greenhouse. Now, it's still pretty homely, but I'm attempting to, sorry for me batting mosquitoes, I'm trying to gussy it up a little bit until we can replace the plastic with the greenhouse panels, etc. So everything around here has to be done when we can get to it, and there's a lot to be done. But first of all, we attached cattle panels that are cut to size right along the front here. And then I have, this is a James Galway David Austin rose. It looks a little sad because I had to repot it and it was already starting to put on blooms. So I need to prune these back. Yep, I'll lose those blooms, but it will quickly put on new ones. But this is going to climb up this and it will disguise this. So when we put more new panels on it, the greenhouse panels, this will come down, but at least if the roses are attached to this, I can just pull it all as one piece and then put it back up without really disturbing the rose. So that's the plan with those. This side, this is some blueberries. I'm going to replant them somewhere else. And then I have another pot just like this one because I wanted the two sides to match. And I'm going to plant another climbing rose over there. I will also put either a clematis or, excuse me, I got my eyes dripping, lots of pollen out, so my eyes are so puffy. But we're gonna, something vining, like morning glories or something like that in here. I also have a pink jasmine I thought of putting here, though it is so sweetly scented, I thought maybe I would want to prefer that on my back deck. So that rose and what other climber is going to go over there, and I'm hoping they'll meet over the center. I am going to put a decorative piece up on the top that will disguise all the plastic everywhere. So that is also a work in progress. But I couldn't resist putting up these beautiful baskets of flowers. There's a local nursery, family run, and they do these most beautiful baskets, and they were on sale and I got them. This one, I'll bring you up close. I did do an Instagram post on this, but I'll bring you up close so that you can see the most unusual green petunia that is mixed in with this pink, and it's a beautiful mix. So this was instant color for here, which really kind of dressed it up. Now, if you're looking in the camera and it looks like these are not even, that's not because they're not even, it's because this greenhouse is not square or level. It is leaning that way about 2 inches. My husband said how we could fix that, and we will. We'll just lift it up, put another 2x4, treated 2x4 under there, and call it good. But my tomatoes and everything are growing great in there. I had planted some cucumbers and zucchini that have come up, but I'll show you why I need to move them. So this is the so far of beautifying this greenhouse. Also, I was thinking of putting some petunias that match these right down here and some alyssum, and then that would just bring more color right down here or even around the base. So it would just be full of color and detract from the homeliness of my little greenhouse. So let's go in and I will show you what's going on in there and what things I need to continue doing. So before we get going, here in my pathway, I planted, this is white clover. It is supposed to be a great nitrogen fixer, but also you can use it as a ground cover or in a pathway like grass instead of grass. And I just seeded it, and this is what's come up. We were traipsing over it a bit. So I will seed it again and mow it, and hopefully this will fill in and just make a complete mat of green. I just wanted a green pathway and test out this white clover in walking areas. So that's what that is. And even though it's kind of hit and miss here, I know I can fill it in beautifully. And I will return on that to see how it's doing at a later date so you can see how that's working for me. So here is the close-up of these baskets. Look at the green petunia. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? I just couldn't get over. I need to trade spots with both these, move them from side to side, and or turn them so they get equal sun. But let me turn this around and see if you can see more of the green. I need to water these this morning. Look at that. Isn't that the most beautiful color you have ever seen, or unusual? I don't know. It really goes well with this pink, but I just could not pass them up when I saw these. I've never seen seeds for this color or anything, but I just loved that. And so I bought and I thought they would be perfect here. I bought these brackets at the local Ace Hardware, plant hangers, and I made sure I got the ones that were large enough, long enough. I had shorter ones, but these the pots would have bumped up against there, and I didn't want that. So I got the larger plant hangers. Okay, let's go on in the greenhouse. So down here, can you see? Let me step in front of you. Over here, look at these tomatoes. They are just growing so happy and so healthy. And that's because they are kept warmer at night. We get some pretty cool nighttime temperatures. I still have more little plants coming up that I don't want. So I had planted, I don't know if you can see this down here, zucchini and cucumber in here, the climbing ones. I got all these little tomato plants that sprouted. I don't remember leaving tomato plants to spread seed, but it is what it is here. Now, can you see what's wrong with the picture here of this being here between these two tomatoes? When I planted it, I just didn't think that these, because I don't prune my tomatoes, and they get pretty lush. And with support, that's great. They put on so many tomatoes because the suckers do produce. And if you let the suckers produce, you don't have to plant as many tomatoes. So that is doing great. I think I planted 2 seeds per spot. Oh, yep, there's another one coming up there. I don't see a second one over here. And I will watch my video portion there. I did not video that part. Well, I did video, but I didn't share it in my planting cucumbers post. So I'm going to point you down here even closer. Let me see if I can zoom you in. Yes, you can see it now, plain as day. Let me get past you again. So right down here is, I'm thinking this is the zucchini one, and there's the other seedling, and here is, it looks like, oh, is that my dill? I'll have to see. Anyways, I will move these. Yes, you can transplant them. If I do it soon, it won't harm them, and I'm going to put them, instead of on this side of the greenhouse, I'm going to put them over on this side, which I'll show you that side. Well, yeah, I'll show you that side. So I'm going to do the best I can. It's a cramped space, so it's hard to kind of video in here. So this is the back wall. So this is the other side opposite from where the tomatoes are. This is a makeshift table I had in here that I had potted plants on to protect them because I had to make space in my other greenhouse. But along the ground is where I will put those zucchini and cucumbers against the wall. And I will put another mesh panel, remesh panel up for a support for those to climb up. And they will do great. And then I'll plant other things that like it hot in front, like more basil. My basil in here is looking really sad, so I think, well, there's one of them that's looking okay, but the rest look kind of sad. So I'm thinking I'm going to plant them direct seed some more and see how they go. And because it stays so warm in here, even when it cools off in the fall, they will be fine and protected, and I probably will get a good crop. Now my plan is for this little greenhouse this winter, I am going to try to grow lettuces, spinach, etc. over winter in here. We'll just see how that goes. But so far I am really pleased. Now I am putting, I am putting some pavers in here, and I've been putting, that's Scotch moss between, and I also have Irish moss that I'm going to put in here between the pavers. So my friends, that is the update on the little greenhouse. Here is my Vigo garden bed that they sent me to video about, and then I lost contact with them. But I'm still going to do it because they sent it to me in good faith, and I'm finally getting it down. But you saw how I filled it. I had the logs in there, I had garden debris, chicken litter, and then I topped it up with some soil. So I'm going to show you my lettuce that is over there on the other side, and it's growing so beautifully. I am thrilled with it. So let me take you over there. Can you see it over there, this potted plant? Maybe I can swing it to the side so you can see better. Can you see all my gorgeous lettuce over there? That is from Renee's Garden Seeds. That's the baby, what is it? Baby butter, and it's ready to pick. And I was thrilled that it came up, and then when I transplanted it, it did fine, and it got hot, but they just powered through. And they do good here because the greenhouse, even when it's warmer, shades them a little bit. So I have started some more other lettuce here. This is black-seeded Simpson, which always does really well for me, even when it gets hot. I got a few weeds popping up, and I have some radishes. I don't know, these radishes. My radishes haven't been getting very big, and I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I'm going to have to research that. So, and then I have more coming up over here. So I need to get, I have to hand water this right now, so I need to get my irrigation system set up where this is irrigated. The ugly little support thing I have over there was for me to put a shade cloth up over the over my lettuce when it had gotten super hot. But so far so good. Oh, I have to say something. Look at this. I just spotted this. Look, it was looking kind of poor, sad, but look, it's putting up new growth at the bottom. So that means it's doing good. I need to check those that are in the greenhouse that I said look pretty sad. Maybe they're doing the same. So all this area where my greenhouse is, let me back you up, was our veggie garden, but I wanted to extend my season, and that's why we went and sacrificed the space for the greenhouse. It did pull down or limit how much space I had, but this little raised bed here I also filled, and this has gopher protection under it. I'm sorry for my chickens, they're laying their eggs this morning. But I put the mesh underneath of it so it protected from the gophers, because they love to eat my pepper plants. So I have my peppers I planted. I have habanada, something pino, nana pino, and a poblano, and the habanero and the jalapeno, they're the ones that have no heat. Roxana over at Soil and Margaritas, she had said that they produce later. I have a short growing season, so I have some more of these, and I may put those in the DIY greenhouse so that when it cools off in the fall, I may still get some crops from them. I may get some from these just fine, but to extend my season, which I need to. I have a short growing season. I am in zone 8, but I live in the mountains, so our season is much shorter than many others, even in lower zones. I did plant some marigolds in there, the marigolds I started from seed. And I'm starting a experiment with cover crops. And I put in common buckwheat right down the center. And as it grows, I'll cut it and use it as mulch. And that's supposed to improve the soil. And it's just a wonderful green manure. So I wanted to do that, and it grows during the hot weather. And as long as you keep it cut back, it won't go to seed. And strangely enough, it does not compete for nutrients. It puts nutrients into the soil, especially when you mulch with it. So that's what the plan is there. I already have it seeded in there. I got to make sure I water, because this doesn't have the irrigation yet either. That's an upcoming project. So that, my friends, is an update on what's going on back here by the new little DIY greenhouse. Now, why do I show it to you when it's still a royal mess? And that's because I want you to know everything's not done, especially when you are the Lone Ranger, right when you want it done. You just have to take it as you can and accept your limitations and or what have you. Just enjoy the journey of getting it there. All right, I will see you in the next video. Bye.